Welcome to the Real Girls of Gabbing, the podcast where two best friends rewatch and analyze your favorite Bravo TV shows. Join us while we make each other laugh, rant about Bravo drama, and go off on tangents about everything under the sun. Buckle up and get ready for a good old-fashioned gab sesh with the girls. Hi, I'm Maggie,
Hi, I'm Selma.
and welcome back to the Real Girls of Gabbing.
Yay! Episode
Yay!
5.
Take two, because we really tried.
Yeah.
I almost had my second aneurysm
Yeah.
trying to film this last week. Wi-Fi in Grandma's house not going well.
It was
So
truly, Maggie was really struggling and I was just on the other side dying. I'm gonna insert the clip of Maggie's fucked up Wi-Fi.
Ashley's on the right track to get it. I was so upset. I was so very upset. And like it was kind of like the last straw for me.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
just couldn't I I couldn't take any more that week.
Yeah, we per
So
we
for that
tr
not
we
to work.
persevered for like an hour, and it would have been truly a nightmare for me to edit if we had
Oh
just
yeah.
picked back up. So we're just starting over because we care about you guys consuming the right content
Yeah.
from
I
us.
was also partially upset because like I get my like hourly yap with you and like we talk all day every day, but like a real like video chat, see your reaction in real
Yeah.
time. So I was just like, well, now I'm not getting my yap. And that was upsetting to me as well. So I was just really not
All
doing
around it was
well.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be a lot better.
Also, we were just like both in such a bad mood last week that I wasn't like our usual yap session in the beginning was so short. Like this episode is
It
truly going to
was.
be
I
so
remember
long.
looking at the time and I was like, is it over yet? I'm so tired. I don't like because I was just so frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, but this episode is going to be a little bit of a treat because it will be a little bit longer because last week things had happened and now a full week has gone by since our last episode and so many things have happened
Things never stop happening
ever.
in the Bravo world.
Like not related to Bravo,
Oh,
but
also.
no, just the two things not related to Bravo. One, for those of you who don't know, I'm a diehard SVU fan.
Mhm.
Diehard. I watched it as a child with my mother, like just really early exposure. And I listened to a podcast that recaps every episode. I've gotten people in my office to listen to the podcast. Like it's called That's Messed Up. Shout out to Lisa and Kara if you are listening to this by chance. But they're like a huge podcast. I don't know why they would be listening to us, but
Hey, you never
you never
know.
know.
Don't want to make them feel discluded.
Yeah. But they posted on their Instagram story just now that Kelly Giddish is back for as a full-time season regular on season 27, which is
Okay.
so annoying because she had left really weirdly and like her and Olivia were like best friends, but then she left and they never mentioned her again. So it was super and then she made like cameo appearances in the spin-off that they did with Elliot Stapler, the organized crime spin-off, and it
I
was
did
just
see
like,
that.
what are we? Like,
Okay.
why? So that's really exciting. Second non-Bravo thing is they did pick a new pope. So
They did pick a new pope. Big week for the lapsed Catholics.
yeah,
Big
yeah,
week for us. I was home, working from home that day, and I call up to my grandma, to all the
uh-huh.
listeners. I live with my grandmother.
Yeah.
And I go, Grandma, new pope, new pope.
Meow,
Because
meow, meow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like there was barely any I was kind of excited for like the multi-day white smoke, especially after watching Conclave.
Yeah,
I was like ready because I didn't really remember the last time. I do, but like I wasn't as
yeah,
invested when I was in high school when the last
yeah,
pope was chosen. So I had been prepared. I'd been ready for like a
yeah.
multi-day thing. But yeah, when the Pope was chosen and it was announced he was from Chicago, I got a text from you personally and your fiance personally saying, new Pope from your hood. And I'm like, yeah, you're so right.
Like, how funny would it have been if he walked out in a White Sox hat? Like,
No,
that
it
would
would
have
have been
been
all
so
of the
funny.
Chicago things to like come out about him. Like I've seen so many people be like, oh, like my mom was in this parish. Like
Yes.
she probably made out with him at the eighth
Yeah.
grade dance or
Yeah.
something. Or like, oh, someone told me that it was like the most Chicago names, like something like Mary McIntyre. Like it's just such a fucking like Chicago name.
Uh-huh.
Like knew him through this or like, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like this is just I have too many connections to the Pope now, exclusively because Chicago, despite being a huge city, acts like it's a small town.
So small.
Yeah, it's so funny. So yeah, very exciting stuff for us. I did see he has that one great brother
Yeah.
who still lives. I
In
think he lives in
Chicago.
He lives in Dalton, which is like a south suburb.
Hmm.
Um, and then he does have another brother who, unfortunately, people did find this other brother and look through his Twitter, and it was like very homophobic, very pro-Trump, which was sad, but also relatable as a Chicago person, I feel.
Yeah, also I feel
The
like the Pope isn't
duality of
very
humans.
yeah, they did emphasize that in Conclave, so it does kind of track.
Yeah, yeah. Also, he
But
moved the new brother, sorry, the
it's
racist,
okay.
homophobic brother moved to the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I was like, yeah,
That tracks.
that lines up. Uh-huh.
Chicago is so blue. That
Chicago's not safe for you.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. No, Chicago's so blue. I'm not surprised.
hmm
But um yeah, I don't think that the Pope is very pro-Trump or homophobic.
No, I think
So,
it's the opposite
yeah.
for like yeah, he had tweets or something from like years ago come out about like disagreeing with like Vance even saying that he's like a Catholic and his interpretation of Catholic doctrine and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm like, well, that's great. And also, it kind of made me, again, lapsed Catholic, really don't have much of a
We just
faith-based
talk
system.
about Catholicism a lot on this podcast.
Yes, it's also like I think ever since the Pope Francis died, my whole TikTok was like debates of the converted
Yes.
Catholics versus like the
Yes.
born into it. And like I do thoroughly agree that it's like it is a cultural thing. Like just the way being a Catholic, just the I don't know, the the air of I'm better than you, the the like ritualistic nature of like all of that. I remember bringing a Lutheran friend to church one time
Mhm.
and she was like, "What is this? Like this is really fucking culty." Like the way it's
Yeah.
the exact same every single mass and like you don't really know what they just said, but you do your
Yeah.
thing, get your cracker and leave.
No,
Um,
I went to I've been to a Catholic mass and I've been to a Catholic church wedding ceremony.
mhm.
Mind you, I'm literally agnostic. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but here's the thing, it's literally a musical.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's an intermission,
And
there's
everybody
singing,
knows their place.
and everybody knows the words,
Yeah.
and there's costumes. Like you cannot like, and that's not even like a dig. Like it's literally musical. Like
Yeah.
what do you mean you're holding up a cracker and you're singing? Like where are we? On Broadway?
No, I remember like I remember as a kid, I would like you get the little tune stuck in your head. So like
Right.
the song that he does like oh God, because some at my church it was kind of like they tried to make it a little bit more hip sometimes.
Hmm.
Then they had like a younger priest. And sometimes they would have like a guitar doing an electric guitar
Uh-huh.
for like the organ music.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes they would sing, sometimes they wouldn't. But like I would get that song that they sang, which I like can't recall off the top of my head, when they're doing like the Eucharist,
Uh-huh.
and I would sing it in the shower. Like I can like vividly remember singing it in my parents' like glass shower and it
Yeah.
echoing and me being like, I'm
Damn.
really good at this.
Yeah.
Hire me, God.
No,
I'm
like
so good.
at some point that he was singing, everybody was singing, and I was like, okay, I don't know the words, so I felt left out.
Sorry to all the Catholic converts out there, but like I think you just missed out on the fact that actually not sorry because I think it's really I don't know, the people who are converting to Catholicism right now are the JD Vances of the world and that's a yikes. So
Yeah.
not sorry about it.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it's like they don't get the whole plot. It feels like evangelicals like trying to get like more clout and less weird
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
vibes by being
Well,
Catholic. And Catholics have a lot of fucking baggage. I mean, the
well,
Catholic
that's what
Church
I
has
was gonna
done war
say.
crimes so many times over thousands of
That's what I
years.
was gonna say. We talked about on an episode where the Catholic Church was like advocating to lower the statute of limitations, and
Yeah.
then like a couple weeks ago, if not like maybe last week, they
In Washington?
No, so Trump had introduced,
Oh.
or the Department of something, some fucked up department that's part of the US government now, or has been, that has been completely destroyed by Trump's picks, but they're trying to make it so that priests don't have to disclose when a child reports sexual abuse or sexual assault. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to literally make it so that they're not mandated reporters. And I'm like, Catholic priests should be number one top of the list for mandated reporters because
Yeah.
anybody seen Spotlight? Like,
I
just
think that
wondering.
I think it might have there's something going on with the state of Washington, and the
It's
state
wa-
of
it's
Washington like
Washington.
started the law. Yeah, I think they were the ones who
Yes.
said like the law is
But
that
there's
yeah,
20 other
priests are
states
mandated
that
reporters, but then I think the federal government is angry
it's
at them for
saying, they're
that law
basically
or
saying
something.
that by forcing them to be mandated reporters, it's an infringement on their First Amendment rights, which is nuts. And the thing about that's giving me like heebie-jeebies is that there are 20 other states that already have this as a law. So I don't know
Mhm.
what the fuck is going on in Washington, but like why? Why?
They probably just have like a more progressive route who was trying to change it. Because weren't they trying to change it so that like now
They
priests
would
have
be.
to be?
Yeah.
And then I think the feds or whoever, I don't know how the fuck it works,
Yeah.
but somebody complained, like some plaintiff probably was like, I don't want to have to be a fucking mandated reporter. And then like that was brought
It's
into
weird
the
though because
courts,
I'm
and now it's going to
assuming
go
that
through federal court systems because it's considered a First Amendment violation by
I'm
some.
assuming that like the other 20 states are also probably more liberal leaning or left leaning. So I'm just
Maybe.
wondering like
I have
what's
no
going on in
idea.
Washington. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's super weird, but that's our spiel on the Catholic Church for this
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
the Catholic Church has a lot of the Catholic Church has done so many horrendous things, and I'm happy to
Like
see
most
that.
religions have, but
Sure,
they're special in their
it's
own
the
way.
only thing that I can really speak on because it's my only
Right. We'll
experience
do
within
next
like
episode we'll talk about
religion.
Islam.
Selma was raised Muslim,
Yeah.
just to preface.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I'm excited to see just for like the next generation of people who like still are faith-based because like I don't have a problem with like
Yeah, of
people who believe
course.
they want to believe whatever finds you find comfort in.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
probably
yeah.
more of like an agnostic person, but I'm excited to see like the Catholic Church be more progressive and like in some ways, right? Like they still
Right.
don't give a they're still like you cannot have an abortion like ever.
Right.
But in a lot of ways they're moving more left and now they've elected two popes that
Yeah.
are like more progressive.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that that can maybe bring about a better generation of like older Catholics because I mean they're a huge, very wealthy voting bloc in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like extremely influential throughout the world. So I think that I just always am scared of like the JD Vances of the world and all the
Yeah.
weird like not Christian, yeah, I guess like Christian slash like Republican whatever,
Yeah.
right wing people who are converting to Catholicism, and it's like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
my church. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the rundown on the history of the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Next time
Check.
we'll talk about the Inquisition. Thank you for joining us.
And good night. No, but literally so much Bravo stuff has happened in the last couple weeks. Still shocking to me that Dubai was canceled. I'm not over that.
You like live time like reacting to finding out Bravo's no, it is sad. I
Yeah.
liked it. I don't think a lot of people liked it. I think that's why it was
But
canceled.
we lost Dubai and we gained 4 fucking Bravo shows. So
Also, we New York has been put on pause since
wrong.
we last oh
Wrong. That has been
oh
debunked by
real-time fact check, real-time fact check.
I knew you were gonna say this.
You're like, I did my research. She spreads misinformation.
No, because we thought that New York was
Yeah.
canceled, but Andy Cohen literally was like, I don't know where this rumor is from. We're in between seasons, and Bravo execs have interviewed 10 different
Oh.
people to be new housewives. Yeah.
10. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it is
Amazing.
not on pause as of now. That
Oh
could
my God.
change, but it's not.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Speaking of New York, I sent you the fucking picture of Ramona Singer with that guy who murdered the man on the subway in New York and her
Yeah.
posting that. And now there's rumors. Apparently she's trying to court because she lives in Florida now, like in
Yeah.
Palm Beach or
Like
whatever.
Bethany moved
Yeah,
down here. Yeah.
yeah. Bethany moved to Miami. I think she's a little bit more progressive, but
Of
she also
course.
is like a multi-millionaire. So like
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
how progressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ramona's apparently courting people in the Mar-a-Lago scene, trying to run for office.
I mean, she could join Siggy Flicker.
She could so easily be brought into the cabinet as women business empowerment role or something, right? Like that literally would happen.
I mean, she should not be trusted with any confidential information because remember when she
No.
posted Teresa's wedding invitation with the website and password? Like in
With
her
the
Instagram story,
address, time,
password to
everything.
the
Yeah.
website,
Yes.
literally everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. And she had spent Teresa had probably spent like 10,000 on her fucking
At
invites or
least,
something.
no, that's like per invite. She sent those were
Yeah.
like
They're like
no.
boxes with like a
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Speaking of, I think we are doing evites for our wedding. Just keep an eye out.
whatever.
Because people keep telling me to save where I can save, and like, no offense, I have never actually no. I am a habitual card saver, so I have saved every card I've ever gotten since I gained consciousness. I'm just not down to spend a ton of money on wedding invites that most people are going to throw away. So we're going to have one of my friend's sisters design them for us and then do them like on an evite. So
I
stay
think
tuned
whatever
in
works for you. Yeah.
2026 for that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever works for you. I am a stationary paper bitch,
I know.
so
No, I am too, but
I
I'm just
would.
like, I'd rather have that money towards like the food or the
Yeah,
flowers, you know?
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You got to make the calls. I would, um, oh God, what would I cut before I would cut a paper invite? I've just designed too many paper invites in my life to like not get one.
That was like the first thing I cut. I literally was like,
Yeah,
we're not doing paper invites.
yeah.
Because they do,
But
well,
like then I think about it and it's like, what would obviously I'm not gonna have a cash bar.
right.
Obviously, right, like obviously I want the food to be great.
Yeah.
I think it would be like I would invite less people is
And that's
probably
the thing.
what.
And I did kind of go back and forth with that because our wedding's going to be small
Right.
because of where it is.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be spending that much on invites anyway. But again, even if like, let's say we spend 2 grand, I can buy a wedding dress with 2 grand,
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, or like our flights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, they get really expensive. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you've
But I
looked at
do
the cost of
understand the
like getting
value
a.
of,
Yeah.
yes, I have looked at the cost.
Yeah.
It
It's
is,
like I've taken like 5,000 plus from people before, like
no, it
ordering
is,
for like 150 people. Like,
yeah.
and if you get like not even it doesn't even have to be the nicest shit. It can like add up to like 10,000 so
Yeah.
quickly, which
Which
is
I'm sure people are creating
ridiculous.
beautiful things that are
Yeah.
worth that much. I
I
just am like,
mean, it's like they get like a custom liner. They choose to get something
right,
embossed instead of
right.
like whatever normal printed,
Yeah.
and all those things.
Yeah.
The paper has to be different, so the
Right.
quality and it's just getting
Yeah.
processed through so many times.
Yeah.
It can like add up really, really
Yeah.
quickly. So,
No, I'd rather have a lay down seat in first class than
oh my
have
God, I
paper
love that. That's
invitations.
so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I will be in the economy, and in a middle seat. But I love you so much.
No, it's amazing. Thank you. And you'll
Oh
know
my,
where to go because you will have an Evite. So
yes,
you can reference it easily.
I can just row a boat and just figure it out. I get
You
get
won't
there
even
that
need
way.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fine. I can just
Screenshot that
go to
shit.
MapQuest. Screenshot.
Print out the directions to my wedding.
Row your boat all over the Atlantic Sea. Yeah, that's my plan.
Perfect. Anything to make sure you get there.
Yeah, I'm really penny pinching nowadays. Speaking
Yeah.
of penny pinching, yeah, look at us. We're yapping so much today.
I know. We're like
Making up for lost time.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
It's overdue.
So I decided to apply to be like an Instacart driver like a few months ago because I was
Amazing.
like, that sounds just like, yeah, I was like, okay, easy-ish extra money.
Mhm.
And also itches the I want to shop thing.
Yeah. And you
Um,
probably know your way around a grocery store.
I do.
Not in like a sexist way. Like,
I didn't take it that way.
okay. For anybody that's like, damn, that was kind of fucked up. No, I just mean because Maggie's meticulous, not because she's a woman.
No, yeah, so I did my first batch yesterday and I
Oh
ended
my
up
God, you
getting,
didn't tell me.
yeah, I because I was waiting. I was like thinking about texting you and then I deleted the text. No, literally. I ended up doing 3 whole batches and no, I got paid like no money.
Oh
Selma,
no.
I made like $21 for almost 2 hours of work and like driving and everything. So
Okay,
it's
so
like
you
with,
lost money.
yeah, I probably made like $5 by the end of it. Like once you take into consider gas and mileage and whatever.
Instacart, what the fuck?
And a lot of it has to do with like shit tips.
Okay, wait,
Um,
okay, so walk me through the business model. How much do they pay you? Like, okay, wait. I have so many questions. How
okay.
did you pay for the groceries? Did you have to pay and then they reimburse you? Did they
So
give you a
I have a
card?
card.
Okay.
I have a card and I also have like Apple Pay of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and you just like it's registered with the app. So when I'm going through and shopping, I like mark when I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually when you get everything, it tells you to go to the checkout, whatever. And yeah, it was very easy. You can like apply the person's like whatever codes and stuff like that. It made me think about how shitty. There's also a timer that's like you need to go faster. Here's your mark. Here's the time. So it makes sense why you get terrible produce. Versus I'm like, my stats will be low, but I'm gonna pick the good
Yeah.
lemons.
Yeah, yeah.
I like, because I got upset when I would order from Instacart and it was like
Yeah.
shit product.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I did what did I do? I went to some really fancy random ass grocery store. And then I didn't realize how far away the guy lived from that grocery store. And then it was like rush hour, and I was like, this is
Oh
terrible.
my God.
So then I was on my way back home, and then I was like, there's a lot of stores on this road. I'm just gonna drive down it and see if I pick up on any. And then you get
Mm-hmm.
like a notification that you got someone. And so I went into CVS, I bought some stuff for someone. They didn't tip me.
Rude.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I just accepted it. It was only like it was literally like $5, and I was like, oh, may as well, easy money.
Yeah.
And then I did a Mariano's. Do you know what Mariano's is?
Mm-mm.
It's like a nicer grocery store.
Okay.
It's like Kroger.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so I went there and picked up some stuff. It was like all pretty easy. It was weird what it was annoying when it's like I found something that was like the equivalent, but it's not the exact, and like they didn't put this one as their alternative. So now it's just like, okay, you just have to cancel this. And when they cancel items, you get paid less.
Right.
So like if I couldn't find strawberries
Uh-huh.
of the exact type of strawberry that he wanted, but I sent
How many
pictures.
types of strawberries are there?
There were a lot of types of strawberries, but like there was a sale, but it like that wasn't the one he chose and he didn't answer fast enough. So
Uh-huh.
then it's like then you lose that money. So I think that I probably shopped for like probably like $150 worth of product.
Uh-huh. Total or just
And
at this one store?
total
Okay.
over the like I was online for an hour and 50 minutes. I wasn't like actively working for an
Mm-hmm.
hour and 50, but you have to be online to be getting any offer, like
Mm-hmm.
any things to pick up.
Yeah.
And I only made like 21, 22 or something.
But maybe now you know that you only accept the ones that give you a good tip.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was just having
Right.
like I had an afternoon. I
I
was
mean,
just
that's a
like,
lunch. You just
yeah,
paid lunch for
I was
yourself.
like, hey, may as well.
I have been on the
I'll
Instacart
tackle it
waiting list
differently.
for literally 2 years.
Yeah, I was shocked when I got an email one day and I was like, okay, that sounds fun. Like, let's just do it.
I
And no, it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. Just like walking through, getting the
Oh my
things.
God,
Yeah,
that's so fun. Mind
yeah.
you, Mackie has the most stressful full-time job ever. She has so much going on in her life, and she thought, why not add more to my plate? Is that when you were like, I worked till 11 last night?
No,
Oh,
okay,
no.
okay. That was like 2 nights before.
And that was your real
Yesterday,
full-time job. Well,
that was my
Instacart is
real,
a real job, but
yes, my
your
full-time
job that
job.
gives you benefits. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you can, that Instacart does like have some sort of benefit type. Ooh, sorry, I just hit the table. Instacart does have some sort of like benefit situation. I also didn't know that I had to like do some quizzes to be able to like get an order with alcohol, which obviously would be like a more expensive order. So like when
Mm-hmm.
I got home, I did some of the like trainings for food handling and like
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like a video and a
Yeah.
quiz that's like obvious the answers.
Oh my
So
God, I
I'm
want to
definitely
do
gonna do it
that.
again. I thought it
Yeah.
was so fun. I was like,
You should like vlog it and then monetize it on TikTok.
oh, yeah. Oh
I
my
can edit
God.
those for you. I
That's
know how to
yeah, you could.
edit.
Yeah, I could. I could just day in the life of a
Come with
part-time
me
Instacart.
to do this Instacart order.
Yeah.
I love
No,
those
and you know it's
videos.
kind of fun, like just seeing the different types of products someone gets,
Yeah.
or like the combination. Like
Mm-hmm.
some girl yesterday, I picked up 6 lemons,
Mm-hmm.
a a big jar of mayonnaise, and then midway through shopping, she wanted a cheese grater. So then I was like, so what would you
Oh, it
grate
sounds like
like
she's
lemon
making an
peels
aioli.
and
Aioli.
oh, good. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you're so
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like went to a deli yesterday and I was
Uh-huh.
like ordering deli like measurement and I like never get like nice fucking things like that for
Yeah.
myself. So it was kind of fun.
You know,
Yeah.
usually at the deli, the meat is cheaper than if you get it packaged.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I prefer it that way too. Like I
Yeah.
prefer getting it straight from the deli too. I just
Yeah.
like am lazy and will just choose to just not eat meat
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Wait,
Um,
speaking of meat, Rachel Fuda, who some of our listeners may know, a housewife on one of the most recent seasons of Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she posted this TikTok video yesterday of her kids like playing, and they're pretending to be in a Starbucks drive-through, right? Her daughter orders like random stuff, and then she's like, "Okay, pull forward to the second window." Her second daughter orders, and the way that this little girl says hot dog, I
oh
played
no.
it for everybody in my office today. Kevin and I were saying it over and over again last night. I'm gonna play it. I don't think this is
Please.
copyright because it's a
I don't
person.
think it is. Whatever.
No, but it's literally so okay. I'm gonna play it. Did you hear it?
A hot dog.
A hot dog. The
Hot
way that
dog.
she
I'd
says
like a
hot
hot
dog.
dog.
So
Yeah.
go to Rachel Fudo's TikTok and watch the
Yeah.
video because like no other words she says are with the Jersey accent. And then
Yeah.
the way that she says hot dog with such Jersey conviction
Yeah.
is literally the cutest thing I've ever
That
seen.
is
Like
cute.
it honestly made my day. Like I played it for everybody in my office and they loved it. Like they
A
literally
hot dog.
a hot dog.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, my Danielle will sometimes like fall into the most it's a caricature of a
Mhm.
Jersey accent and she talks like that. She'll say like talk, dog. Can I have some water?
No
Open
way.
the drawer. Yeah, drawer. And I'm like, my mom's the one from Jersey. What? You don't even sound like it. She doesn't sound like that. What are we talking about here? We spent summers there. Like, what are you talking about?
Honestly, though, when I was in college, my sophomore and junior year, I lived with a bunch of girls that were from New York, and
Yeah.
I started to pick up on their accents. Like, because
Yeah.
when you spend a shit ton of time with people, you do kind of start to morph, which
Oh,
also,
when
it was
I'm
the whole
like,
argument with Meghan Markle. Remember, they were like, why does she have an accent? And it's like, sometimes people can develop, it's hard because
yeah,
of your tongue. I read about it because I used to
okay,
be super into linguistics at one point.
okay.
Your tongue determines what your accent is. It's literally the
Hmm.
way that your tongue moves in your mouth, and it's really hard to train your tongue to have a different accent. That's why, like,
Yeah.
actors who are able to do different accents well, it's like a big bonus to
I
have.
think I saw like a video about that and it was talking about how it's hard for Americans because of the way that like we're taught English and like our
Uh-huh.
accent or like not actually Southern Americans have an easier time like doing
Right.
accents because of the way that they use their tongue versus like
Yeah.
us
Yeah. So, like, you
Northerners.
can develop an accent. It's just, and I mean, we have accents,
Yeah.
right? Like, to people
Yeah,
who
yeah,
don't live
yeah.
here, we have accents, but, um,
Oh, did I tell you when I was studied abroad in Scotland and some guy came up to me in my like breakout class and was like, "You have the strongest American accent I've ever heard."
sometimes you
One of
really
the
do.
one of
You
the
do
guys
sound
in
like
my
a West
class was
Coast
from
girl.
literally Houston. I was like, "That's disrespectful.
What
That's
the fuck?
rude. I have a stronger American accent than a fucking Houstonite." He was a white
Some
guy from Houston.
Sometimes I think that you sound a lot like you're from the West Coast, like in California, and I think that people can
Like airhead.
no, it's the way that you end your words. It's
Okay.
literally like it's not bad. It's just, and no.
Okay. I've never been to the West Coast. You know what? I do watch a lot of Real Housewives. I guess that's my linguistic route.
It's I honestly I'm super weird because I really do pay attention to the way that people say the words that they say. And usually people from the West Coast and like from California tend to draw out the ends of their words a little bit more than like people on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And you just do that sometimes. I do that
Yeah.
sometimes too. Like I literally catch myself doing it. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing. I'm sure that's probably what he was clocking though, was that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been told I have a strong Midwestern
You
accent.
do. Sometimes it comes out for sure,
Um,
especially since you've moved back to Chicago, it's different.
yeah.
But I
And I
love
like
that.
definitely don't have a Chicago accent. Like in comparison to like Chicago and Chicago, like I'm from the
Yeah.
suburb. Like some people I know from Chicago are like when they say apple, it's like apple.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's how they say it.
No, you have more of like
So
a
I don't even
Midwestern accent.
yeah.
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 Which is
That's okay.
great. I think accents are so cool.
I'm such a cute little Midwestern
Yeah.
Southern California accent girl.
I never said Southern California. You said that,
That's
babe.
what I created. Yeah.
Should we start the episode, you think?
I think it's acceptable to start the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maggie is going to be recapping episode 5 for us.
Lucky number 5. And hey, that's a fitting name for today's episode. So season 1, episode 5 is called Casinos and Sea Cups.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna get real lucky at the casino. So we open up and we are at Dina's house. Teresa is coming to visit her, and they are talking about how they're planning to go to Atlantic City and bringing Caroline along. So Teresa's just visiting Dina to pick out outfits, gab about their plans, and to talk about how they're feeling very conflicted about being away from their kids. Teresa says that she's only spent one night away from her girls ever, and and then she says like I in 9 years of marriage with Joe, I've never left the girls, and I'm like the oldest girl's like 5, so I don't even know how that math worked, but like whatever.
Yeah.
She talks about how she is nervous about like not being with her children. However, I'm very proud of her for making the step to take that to go away for one
Yeah.
night. I'm very pro parents, like specifically moms taking trips away from their kids regularly. I think it's so crazy when a lot of these housewives come on the show and they're like, I've never taken a girls' trip. I think that's so wild, and I think it's
Yeah.
so important, just like as a girly, to take time for you and your friends. And so you're not like,
Absolutely.
obviously, it's great if you want to be with your kids all the time, but like just to have that moment away. And also, like, obviously, Joe needs to be tested as a father and like be able to parent his children on his own
Yeah.
without her.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that she's gonna make that jump and go
Agree.
out for one
Agree.
night. Dina is also struggling because she's very overprotective of Lexi, who had recently returned uh from Cyprus. Yes,
Cyprus.
from Cyprus. And she is realizing that Lexi is going to be going to Cyprus every single summer. And yeah, that's just a hard reality. Lexi said she only wants to go for like 1 week instead of 2 because it felt like too long.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah, I think Dina's struggling with like this transition of like a more independent older daughter
Hmm.
who has to like go about the world on her own. In this scene, we also see Teresa trying to say hi to Dina's cat, Grandma Wrinkles. She tries to pet her, and you can just tell that Teresa she does not like this cat. It does not compute. She doesn't like a hairless cat. And Dina says you don't have to pretend to like her, which I thought was funny. They are trying on a bunch of different clothes. Well, not they. Dina's trying on a bunch of different clothes in preparation for this trip. And she's really just like body shaming herself the whole time. Teresa's really trying to hype her up and be like, which like Dina is fucking drop dead gorgeous, so it's insane. But like obviously if that's how she feels, that's how she
Yeah.
feels. But I honestly, yeah, I think it's a generational, and like her husband is obvious a piece of shit, which we continue to hear little bits and pieces about throughout this episode.
Yeah. I
Um,
also just can't imagine how much shit people were talking about themselves like mid 2000s. Like I can't even, that was
yeah.
like peak editorial fat shaming time.
Yeah, she talked about like her very intense like regimen, like workout regimen.
Hmm.
And she had been really off of her game in the last 3 months because she has been working so much. So she's calling herself all these bad names, saying that she's like gained all this weight and like she needs to get back into it. So that's really what this scene is mostly about, how self-conscious Dina feels.
Hmm.
Which also like Danielle, I remember in the last episode had been like shit talking. Dina is talking about her weight
Yes.
gain and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's all yucky. I don't like
Yeah.
this commentary. But yeah. So after Dina's talking about like her workout regimen, it immediately jumps to us at Caroline's house. We see Caroline's kids fucking around in the basement in the gym. And Caroline is in the background talking about how she's going away for a weekend on this trip to Atlantic City with Dina and Teresa. She says that it's tough for her to go away for a weekend without Albert and the kids because her heart just doesn't feel right without them. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like, I'm glad you like your family. However, your children are in their like 20s. Like, I'm pretty sure her youngest is like 21. Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean
she's
you
just like the
can't like
epitome of
leave?
codependent, I think.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she can't just leave for like literally one night for her 20-year-old kids to take care of himself and her husband who like does never leaves the brownstone to feed himself.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, whatever. But I mean that's who she is and it very much lines up, I feel like, with her arc like her
Yeah.
archetype. Um, so yeah, she starts talking about how it's really important to her to be really fit and go to the gym often. So we jump now to the kids working out in said gym. They break one of those like punch man thing, those like
Yeah, yeah,
big
yeah.
like
Yeah, we
men
have one in the
like
garage.
mannequins. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those things. And they're like filled with water in the base and like someone hits it over and water gets all over the place. Caroline has to come down and because they were just gonna like ignore the puddle and she's like, someone needs to wipe it up. And again, these are 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're playing out for the camera, but they really seem like they don't know how to do anything without
Mm-hmm.
her. Um, so yeah, a personal trainer comes over to the Manzo house. He apparently comes over 3 times a week. And yeah, Caroline is on her shtick about how she hates working out, but she never wants to say no to that last slice of cheesecake because what do you know? Maybe you'd get hit by a bus. So she's gonna work out. And yeah, they have like a full gym, like super nice, something people would dream of, and they're using every piece of equipment so incorrectly. In a way where I'm like, you're definitely getting injured by
Yeah.
this, and I can't believe you pay a trainer to monitor this, and that is how you are using this equipment.
Speaking of
Um,
being hit by a bus and injuries, my
okay.
parents my
Okay.
my parents knew this guy growing up that they were like no, like I knew him while I was growing up, but my parents were friends with him while I was young, who drove a city
A city bus.
bus.
Okay.
Yeah. And he literally hit a woman. And
Oh.
he was sued and like the woman she lived, thank God. But
Oh, thank God.
she sued the city and she sued him and I'm pretty sure she won like a lot of money.
Oh.
But I just remember like the narrative being that it was her fault and then we got the footage of the bus and it was he literally struck her. Like
How would it even be her fault? I don't even know. Like she would have had to like physically like be standing there waiting and then jumped
right.
out. Like that's the
Or like a
only.
jaywalk or something, but like
And even then, like jaywalking happen, the bus driver should be able to respond. Yeah.
yeah, no, he hit her so hard. So, you might have thought like, wow, Selma was watching SVU and she was a child, but no, I was also watching live footage of people
Crime
getting hit by
footage. Yeah. Yeah.
buses.
I mean, okay, as me as a child, I was like watching, we were a big like CIS and
Mm.
NCIS
Yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah,
So that was because my grandpa like always had it on.
yeah.
So we would just watch it all the time. We used to have, oh my God, we
Yeah.
also had Bones. We were
Oh, so good.
big
Loved
Bones
Bones.
family.
Dexter, we were a big Dexter family too.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
watch. We watched House. Did you ever watch House?
Yes, loved
Yeah, we
House.
had the whole entire box set of House
Oh
and
my God,
of
amazing.
Bones. And when
Yeah.
we would do our long drives to New Jersey, we would just like watch the whole box set.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I love that show. I mean, NCIS is really good too, and like CSI Miami are good because
yeah, that
and
was the
honestly,
CSI
Criminal Minds
Miami.
is like peak like criminology show.
I loved Criminal Minds, but I didn't find it until I was a little bit older.
Yeah,
Like I didn't
same.
watch it as a kid.
Same,
Yeah.
same, same. I mean, honestly, I think I would have been really scared of watching this as a kid because they are pretty fucking gruesome.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are very gruesome.
Yeah.
I like
Okay,
can
sorry,
remember
back
this
to you.
episode of CSI Miami. It's either Miami or New York, and there's like this someone's buried alive.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. I like can remember the anxiety of watching that as a
Yeah.
kid. It's like one of the agents is like buried alive and they gotta find where they're buried alive. And
Oh my
yeah,
God, I
I
don't
still
remember that
like can
episode.
remember being anxious as a child about that.
What's your like least favorite way to die? Like which way to die are you most scared of?
I always think about it as like this is very specific, but like
Okay.
let's say I was like taken by Jigsaw,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I'm like in one of those like traps that
Rooms
he does, and like the rooms are just like
closing.
the walls are slowly moving in, and they're flat walls, like there's no like spikes on it.
Spikies. Yeah.
It's just like you just are crushed to death. I think that's my worst case scenario.
Okay. That's a good one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What's yours?
I think I would be really sad if I was tortured to death.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty bad too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Like
that would
drowning is
fucking
definitely up there.
drowning's
Obviously, like
up there
who the
too.
fuck wants to drown?
Yeah.
Burning alive is also terrible because you like go in and out of consciousness, I think, as you're being burned alive.
Yeah.
But I do think like the like being tortured, like where they start off slow, where they're like plying using pliers to take your nail bed, like your nails off,
Yeah.
and
I
then
guess
like
like that's not even
slowly,
what I was thinking of like a
right.
singular instance because
Yeah,
like
no,
torture
I'm
up
thinking like
yeah.
longitudinally. Like if you're
Yeah, yeah,
sitting
yeah.
there for days and
Right,
you're
a
like
longitudinal like I guess like
torture.
in that case like pancreatic cancer sounds pretty bad.
No, sorry. I meant like that they could make into an episode of a TV show.
Okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
okay.
think torture for sure because like think about sitting there conscious and like getting your teeth pulled with no, you know what I
No,
mean?
that sounds terrible. I
Yeah.
guess okay, that's my least favorite
Yeah. No, but
too.
yours is I think that would be terrible.
Well,
But I
because in
feel
my
like it'd be
head,
quick. Your head would go
not if they're
first.
going really slow. In my head, you're going, and
Oh,
it's all flat, so it's like you can't like angle yourself to like
damn.
die anyway sooner. Like I would be like, I
Moral
hope
of the
I could
story,
like
have a
make my
fat ass so that it doesn't so that
um
getting crushed isn't as bad.
and you know how you can get a fat ass? Going to the gym. To transition back to this goddamn
Yeah,
episode.
sorry.
It's okay. It's kind of a slow episode
It
because the
is.
next episode is going to be like the big dinner scene. So it's
Yeah,
just a lot of it's tying up some loose ends.
right.
Um Yeah, so basically we're at Caroline's house. She's being very, very fat phobic. She's talking about Lauren and how, oh, Lauren's very physically fit, believe it or not. Again, why are we talking? Why wouldn't we believe it? Like, why are you being this way?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just very much talking about like the moral implications of fatness, basically.
Hmm.
That it's the right thing to do to work out, even if she doesn't love it. And yeah, I think it's just all very contributive to like how they treat Lauren later and like even in this season too about her weight and body and everything. So I didn't love that little
Yeah.
scene right there. Next we see the girls pull up to a hotel called the Water Club in Atlantic City. Out of the car comes Teresa, Dina, and Caroline, and then Dina has a friend there named Pam.
Okay.
They say this is a nicer hotel than like all of the other ones that are not like on the strip or whatever, but it's not like a gimmicky hotel. It's supposed to
Hmm.
be a nicer hotel, which it does look nice. There's like fancy jewelry shops and stores and stuff in
Yeah.
it or whatever. So they're all
It's
very
probably like the Hard
excited.
Rock. It's probably like the Guitar Hotel vibe is kind of what I'm
It's
catching.
not the Guitar Hotel vibe at
It's
all.
nicer.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay,
it's
okay, okay.
definitely like just like subtle.
Oh, okay,
It's
because the
it looks
inside of
like
the
a nice.
Guitar Hotel has a lot of nice jewelry stores. That's the only reason why I said that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
was like, yeah, I no.
yeah.
Not the oh my God, the fucking Guitar Hotel in Broward
So
County.
annoying. You can't even tell you're inside of a guitar when you're in it.
Yeah, we're in
Sorry.
Atlantic City with the girlies.
Yeah.
And we were at the water club. It jumps to an interview with Jacqueline, or I'm gonna call her Jackie, who says that she can tell that Dina's upset with her for not ending her friendship with Danielle. But so Jackie decided not to go to this trip, like she'd rather just stay home with her kids.
Hmm.
And Dina, then there's an interview with her, and she says that she doesn't have time to go to strangers and spread rumors about the book and Danielle all around town. And if she was really a bitch, she would have taken Danielle's mugshot and stapled it on every telephone pole from Franklin Lakes to Atlantic City, which that is true. Also, though, you are talking about it on a TV show that's going to go like
Yeah.
all around the
Global.
country. So
Global.
like yeah,
Yeah.
so it's actually probably worse than like stapling something from every telephone
Right.
pole.
Right.
Also though, that's some crazy information that should come up in reality television. Like that's what keeps reality TV interesting.
What would we have if not for that? You know?
What would we have?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the book, the freaking documentary that I watched.
Oh my God,
And
yes.
it was giving details about the book. It interviewed Kevin Maher, who's like was
Subject.
Danielle's ex-husband for 1 year, and he's the subject of the book, which is why it's called Cop Without a Badge. He was
Informant.
he was an informant for the FBI and had previously like been convicted of other felonies and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
I
he
think I was kind of confusing last week, but the book is not written by Kevin. It's written by this guy, Charlie Kipps, who
Yes.
talks about Kevin. The piece that I talked about was just literally like a small
like a
detail.
chapter.
Yeah, in this guy's career as a criminal and as an informant. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So he's interviewed in it, which like I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't necessarily take everything that he's saying about Danielle at face value.
Right.
Like he was an informant. I'm sure there was a lot of dishonesty that happened
Yeah.
in his life. But yeah, he talks about Danielle, says she was the best sex of his life. So
Kudos.
good for her.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so interesting. And a lot of what they say, I really want you to watch it before the next episode.
I
Because
will.
they
I will.
talk about what comes up. But yeah, I think it was an interesting little background about Danielle and her many crimes. So we're still in Atlantic City because I'm still talking about this scene because I can't stop tangenting. So Teresa is unpacking in their hotel room, and it's insane the amount that she bought. It looks like she went to like a Macy's and just bought their entire like beach selection.
This is probably why they owe like thousands. Like, remember when Danielle's like, I owe 25,000 to Neiman Marcus? This is probably Teresa's.
It's literally her Neiman Marcus card. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
And when it reminded me that I'm going to Europe in July for 10 days and I'm just bringing a carry-on and a personal item. So, and I have Teresa tendencies, like not like the shopping and
Yeah.
stuff, but like the way overpacking. So
But you're going with two other people who are like your same size. You guys can all share.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be so good.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. And we're gonna be staying places where we can wash clothes and stuff. So I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I need to buy like a few things. I need to get sandals. I need to get some shopping. That's what my Instacart career is gonna buy me. one shoe.
Yeah.
So while Teresa's unpacking, she gets a call from Gia, and it's Melania screaming and crying, saying that she needs her mom. But actually, she's not even saying that. She's just wailing. She's going, ah, into the phone.
No, it was so loud that you couldn't even hear you screaming.
Like,
the
literally.
audio broke up because of how loud it was. And that's literally how loud she was on this call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and so Teresa just starts like offering gifts to Melania to like make her calm down. She's like, do you want a purse? Do you want a bike? And then she tells Gia to go get Melania like a lip gloss or something to calm her down. And I'm like, literally, Melania's like 2. Like, what do you mean? Like a lip gloss is gonna calm her down. But I think that just shows how simple creatures children are sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Teresa also says that she knows her kids are in good hands because they're staying with her husband, which is just a weird way of phrasing like Joe's in charge of the girls for a few days. You know, like that's a weird way of saying that.
It's giving like my husband's babysitting.
Teresa's Teresa, and we can't take many of the words Teresa uses very seriously.
No.
So jumping to the next scene, we are at Jacqueline's house. Ashley showing her grades to Jacqueline from summer school, and she's doing pretty well. She got some extra credit and she wants a car. So Jacqueline doesn't really say like, yes, we're going to give you a car. But in her little breakout interview, she says that Ashley's on the right track for getting that fancy Jeep. Next, we jump to seeing Danielle for the first time this episode. She is wearing a pink tulle birthday pin on her chest. There's big birthday balloons. Her younger daughter, Jillian, is wearing like big ass clown sunglasses. And Christine is wearing a massive birthday hat. So we're informed it's Danielle's birthday. They are all celebrating her birthday.
Which is so funny because like Danielle probably had to take them to go buy that stuff.
No, she was like, girls, we got to make sure they know that
right.
it's my birthday.
Yeah.
And Danielle like shows their dog, and Christine's like, don't let her chew on the tail, it's a rawhide. So I'm like, what are you making? that
And where did
outfit
you
data.
source these materials?
Yeah, I'm like, how did you find this? Like,
Wait,
that's
but also
such a-
good for her for knowing that the dog can't have that. Like, we love an
Yeah.
informed pet owner.
For sure. Also, why'd you make it out of rawhide? That's odd,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Yeah.
So Danielle's talking about how she hasn't celebrated her birthday in 7 years, and she really wants somebody
What the
to
fuck?
celebrate that day with. Which is like sad. She hasn't celebrated because she's been like really sad about her divorce, and like she didn't have anybody. I don't think her
My God,
ex-husband
but
wanted
choosing not to celebrate
with
a
her.
birthday for 7 years is a personal choice. Like, bitch, get up and go to 7-Eleven and get a free Frosty. I mean,
The way-
an icy.
Yeah.
Like,
The way she was making it sound was like she hasn't. Oh my God, sorry. Just found $10 in my pocket.
okay.
Whoa, $30 with the including Instacart, baby, on our way to a new pair of shoes.
Oh my God, you're freaking
What a good
loaded.
find. Whoa, so fun.
Wow.
What a good day for me.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I think that she's just saying it like she wants somebody to celebrate her that aren't her children.
Oh, okay,
Like I
okay,
think
okay.
that's how she's
Fair,
really saying
fair.
it. Which
But
like
it's
celebrating yourself for your birthday should give you joy, but like obviously
Right.
she's not really finding it in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's talking about how like upset she is to be celebrating her birthday alone once again, and that ever since she's had a conversation with Jacqueline about the book and telling her side of of things, there have been very few conversations between her and Jacqueline. Danielle says she really misses her best friend. And to top it off, I think I'm breaking up with Steve. And it's just like I thought, like, why haven't we broken up with Steve yet? Like, haven't we had multiple breakup conversations already this season?
Yeah, and we're in episode 5.
Yeah, we're in episode 5, and literally, I think 3 episodes ago we were talking about the really uncomfortable dinner.
Yeah.
Where
Which was episode 2. So, yeah.
Yeah, like why the fuck are we still breaking up
Because
with the 26-year-old?
obviously needs to be with somebody and she just can't like
Be alone.
cut the leash. Yeah.
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 It's
Cut the cord. Cut
yeah.
the leash. Why
No,
are we
I
cutting a
hate it.
leash?
Whatever. Yeah, no, it's getting annoying.
Yeah,
It's getting
for
annoying.
sure. For sure.
Because also Steve's ugly. I don't want him on my screen.
Yeah.
I'm over him.
Please stop showing him to
I'm all
us.
done.
Yeah.
Ugly inside and out.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back in Atlantic City, and the girlies are at a jewelry store. They're all trying on all of these beautiful diamonds. Like, oh my God, there was this one necklace. Honestly, Dina puts on anything. She could look like a movie star.
Yeah.
At the Cannes Film Fest or Cannes Film Festival. I don't belong there,
Uncultured.
obviously. So uncultured.
Just kidding.
I'm going to Europe soon. I'll become cultured soon.
Yeah. Seth's the girl who literally studied abroad.
That wasn't for culture. That was for
the stories.
Yes. So Dina is talking about how Teresa is a diamond whore. And that Teresa was seriously considering at one point trying to figure out how to pay or how to style a $1 million diamond necklace that she wanted to buy.
At the store?
Yes. Teresa's
Oh
literally
my
putting it
God.
on. She's like, I think I could, like the multiple occasions she could wear this $1 million necklace to. And I think I'm all for like delusion, la di da, like gonna pretend like I'm this lady who can afford this necklace.
Right.
I love that. I love like playing dress up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It doesn't, for me, that's giving like Teresa's real ass delusion. Like it's not her.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
her just playing.
No,
It's her
no.
genuinely thinking that she deserves this, even
Mhm.
though she does not have that money.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And also I thought about how it was so funny, like so much for being sensitive to viewers that it's the recession. Like they really gave up on that plot line. Like
You
so
know what
quickly.
though? Oh, because they were saying, yeah. I do remember that.
In the first couple episodes, they were like,
Yes.
I'm told the economy's struggling.
The economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, gotta be
Maybe
careful
this
in
is a
this
good distraction
economy.
for people during this time though.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But possibly. I mean, I think it's fun. I think the housewives are always like a good distraction.
Always.
I know a lot of it's a
Because if
lot
you
of fake
think that
money,
they're
but
like if you think that watching Housewives is like indicative of what reality is, then like unfortunately you are
Yeah.
wrong.
Correct. Yeah. No, it's
You
such an
cannot
escape.
relate to these people. Stop trying.
It's so ridiculous. It's so much
Yeah.
fake money. It's so much delusion, and I have so much fun watching it.
No, people go to prison because of how they spend their money on this show, aka Jen Shaw. Like
Yeah.
these people are fake. Like
And it's not even, yeah, it's not even aspirational. Like it's
Right.
literally not aspirational
no, at all. At
because
all.
of how fucked up a lot of these people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Teresa probably didn't end up buying it because she didn't have enough cash with her for a down payment.
Yeah.
So next they jump to a lingerie store also in this hotel. And it was really silly and cute. Dina is joking around with Caroline about how Caroline has this like has such a big bust. She has a size G.
Damn, does she really? I don't ever
Yeah.
clock that.
I think she just like contains it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Like I think she
wow.
probably just straps the girls down.
Yeah.
But
God,
yeah,
that
she has a size
sucks.
G.
Sucks.
Yeah. So like they're just it's funny because like obviously nothing can fit her and
Right.
then Dina has really big boobs too. So like
Mhm.
nothing either of them. This is like a store exclusively for size A and double A, which
Mhm.
is Teresa. Caroline's trying on some like funky bras with like gold dragons on it. Honestly, I think it would look super hot. I think the bra was the size probably of her nipple, so that's why she didn't end up going with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was cute. And they say that like, I don't know. Caroline says that Albie's demented, like her husband is demented, and that's why he would like this like style. I don't know. She's calling it Warrior Princess. It gets weird, but I remember it's 2008, 2009. And it's Caroline, so I'm not thinking she's really speaking about things in the
Right.
most sensitive or eloquent manner. Dina also says that it's really hard to find cute lingerie when you have big bubbies, and that you can really only get stuff at the Playboy store, or just be naked. So,
Okay. Seems like
yeah.
a harsh, like
two
two
things.
extremes.
Two things. I'm curious what a Playboy store is like.
Right. I was gonna say I
yeah.
want to go to a Playboy store.
It makes me think of Hustlers. Remember
Yeah.
Hustlers? Yeah, the one in
Oh yeah, the one in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
I lived like right around the corner
I
from
know.
it.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like huge. So that's what I assume. It's kind of
Yeah.
I never went into the Hustlers, but it was always interesting. Like I would walk that way with Willa all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people at 9 a.m. pulling up to Hustlers. You
Sex
got
never sleeps, baby.
yeah, you need what you need. I mean, whatever. I always thought, but it was like it's like next to a gas station.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a
Is
weird.
it like across from a Walgreens?
Yeah, no, it's across
Yeah.
from a liquor store and a Walgreens.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Dude,
weird.
it's a trifecta.
Yeah, it's a
Everything you need
weird
is in
spot.
that corner.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like for a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see Teresa trying on a bunch of lingerie and she's standing next to Pam and Pam like fills out things more.
hmm
And Teresa's talking about her little bubbies and that she just wants to be normal. And the girls are saying that she needs big bubbies. So Teresa is excited about the idea of getting boobs and filling out lingerie and putting on shows for her husband. She even wants to get a little pole for Joe Giudice. So Lexi's calling Dina while they're lingerie shopping, and Lexi just sounds like super tired. And Dina's like, "Oh, she seems so like she's so mopey, like and mushy. I don't really know what's going on. She's acting so different." And her friend's like, "Literally, it's 1 o'clock in the morning." Oh wait, she's not back from. She's not back from Cyprus.
Oh, she
yet.
was still in
comes back
Cyprus.
later.
Okay.
Yeah, so literally she's just tired. It's 1 o'clock in
Yeah,
the morning
yeah.
in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the end of that scene. I think Dina's just like, again, struggling with the transition as mother.
Yep.
So next scene, we are back in Franklin Lakes, and it is with Jacqueline, Ashley, and then CJ, Jacqueline's son, is there too. They pull up to a local photographer's office. Jackie is saying that Ashley is very self-conscious lately, and her self-confidence has been bad, so she wanted to make Ashley happy with a photo shoot so that she could feel good about herself. And Ashley saying that she thinks she might want to be a model. So I think it like if she had been saying that as Jacqueline, like as her mom, I would have been like, that is something that she would want. That sounds like
Yeah.
a nice thing. But like if I was a teen and like I probably would have been like, I do not want this. I
Yeah.
do not want to be posing. And like, because this scene goes on to be a full crash out
It's
from
so
both
bad.
parties.
It's so
And
bad.
Everyone looks bad. I'm honestly, I'm frustrated with Jacqueline after
Yeah, me
this.
too.
I'm like,
Me
I
too. She
feel
should
like
have known better.
yeah, I feel like you didn't read your daughter very well
Yeah.
on this. Because the photographer, he's giving direction to Ashley, and Ashley's clearly confused, flustered, like she's never done a photo shoot before.
Right.
And Jacqueline is like giving commentary behind the photographer, and she's going, "You're so beautiful. You seem so uncomfortable." And Ashley ends up walking away crying and yelling at her mom. Jacqueline saying Ashley's unappreciative and nasty. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't love it. Like,
Yeah.
again, you knew your kid was struggling with self-esteem. She's already in front of like cameras all the time for the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Like having her do this. Like Ashley was definitely having like a full-on anxiety attack and was being an asshole because of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Yeah. No, I think Jacqueline dropped the ball with this.
For sure.
Ashley is shown the photos from the photographer and she's asked, "Do you like it?" She goes, "No, I don't like any of the photos." And like the photographer very sarcastically is just like, "Nice." And Ashley's like, "I'm just being honest." And Jacqueline like literally slaps Ashley's leg.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do remember that.
It's pretty, I don't know, it kind of sounded like it hurt. It was a loud slap.
Yeah.
Again, it is 2009. Also, you're on camera. Also, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like it was, again,
Unnecessary.
unnecessary.
She's already fucking spiraling. Why
crashing
are you
out.
literally?
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, they do a mother-daughter photo. Jacqueline like puts Ashley in a fake headlock, and then like Ashley like fake punches her mom's boobs, but it's all like real. Like it's
Right.
happening, but they're trying to be playful about it. And Jacqueline's like, "I just don't feel the mother-daughter bond in this moment." And I'm just like,
No shit.
Yeah, because you fucked up. Like that just wasn't great. I
Yeah.
didn't like how any of that went down. And then Jacqueline later jumps to her saying, she thought Ashley might get the car, but her behavior at the shoot makes her not so sure. And again, I think it was really, the behavior was partly Jacqueline's fault. Like Ashley, yeah, she should be able to like be nice, but also I would like if my mom was standing there saying like, "You're beautiful, why won't you show people?" Like be more natural, like while you're already uncomfortable, I would have freaked out. I
Right.
absolutely would have been in tears and needed to walk away.
Yeah. It's just overstimulating as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was a photographer, I'd been praying for this session to be over. It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So once again, we jump back to the water club with Dina, Caroline, and Teresa. And they're just like lounging by the pool. Teresa has the most fuck ass outfit that I've ever seen. It is like a big hat, like huge hat.
Mm-hmm.
And just very sparkly bikini. It's a very New Jersey gaudy outfit, and everyone was waiting around for it. And when I saw that hat get put on, I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Dina says that she wishes that she had Teresa's brain for a day because she's so carefree and unbothered, which I think is ominous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For all the wrong reasons. She's carefree and unbothered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're laying by the pool and Steve calls Teresa and asks if he can bring a girl up to Teresa's shore house that weekend.
New property unlocked.
New property unlocked. And yeah, he's allowed to go. She tells the ladies after she gets off the phone with Steve that Steve told Danielle that he's going to the shore, but he told Danielle that he was going with his friend Tony.
Okay.
So he's just a fucking liar and
yeah,
like
and a scumbag. But we knew
and
this.
a scumbag,
right?
A scumbag. Nope.
A scum.
I don't know what the
Wait,
fuck.
me and Kevin were FaceTiming Brenda and Alex the other day, and we kept trying to get them to say. Brenda was like, "Alex, say 25,000 in a Jersey accent," and he couldn't do it. He literally couldn't do it.
Dude,
It's so
when I
hard.
watched that, like, because I watched the episode you did, like after before I watched mine. When I tried to fucking again, and I don't know how you
so
fucking
hard.
do it. It's
so hard.
You're so right. It is the most New Jersey thing, but I can't do it.
Mm-hmm. It's on the tongue.
Yeah, I just don't have it.
Have Danielle do it. I want to hear Danielle try it.
I should.
Yeah.
I'll have her do it this weekend.
Yeah, when you see her on Saturday.
Yeah. So we jump to the ladies still that same day getting dinner at this hotel. And once again, Dina's talking about how she wants to stop working and to have more time with Lexi and is kind of jealous of her friends who get to relax and she wants more time with her friends. And she says that she has consistently been late to pick up Lexi from school, and the disappointment that she sees on Lexi's face makes work so very not worth it, which is just kind of sad. Like she she's going through this tough transition, and
Yeah.
that feels very real, a very
Yeah.
mom feeling. And then yeah, all the ladies say they all cheers to being housewives.
My dream.
So that is our final scene, thank God, in Atlantic City. I'm all fucking done with that stupid ass trip. So now Danielle saying, I gotta break up with Steve. I gotta break up with Steve. Okay. Danielle is now meeting Steve at a diner. They're at a classic New
God.
Jersey style diner, which reminds me of my childhood. And Steve is wearing head to toe bejeweled Ed Hardy. An Ed Hardy shirt.
Red flag.
Yeah, it was the fucking trucker hat. That's Ed Hardy.
I know exactly what you're
Which,
talking
like,
about.
if it's a hot girl, like that could look really cool.
Right.
Steve's not that hot
No.
girl.
No.
Steve is not that girl.
No.
He looks ridiculous.
Mhm.
And he looks older somehow. Like, I think it's because he's trying to dress young.
Right. But
And
he's
it
Benjamin
just-
Buttoning himself.
Yeah, he looks fucking old.
Right.
Terrible. But also the other day I had seriously considered buying an Ed Hardy swimsuit.
You would
So-
look so good in an Ed Hardy
Right? I'm like,
swimsuit.
see, I'm the hot girl in the Ed Hardy. Like,
You
that's
should get it for Europe.
right. I'm like, that would be like a cool like embrace being an American in Europe.
Wait,
Like,
you really should. Send me
Okay,
options. Are
fine.
they expensive?
I really got to start working at Instacart. Damn, I gotta
You just
crank
found
out
$10.
those-
What are you talking about?
You're right, but it's definitely more than a $30 swimsuit.
Are they
I think it was
expensive?
closer to like 80. Yeah,
Total for top and bottom?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
That's I mean, it's not nothing,
right.
but yeah,
Maggie's gonna get an Ed Hardy swimsuit.
I am gonna get a
Yeah.
Ed Hardy swimsuit.
Yeah.
I think it'll look great.
I will.
Okay. So Danielle is sitting down with, I almost said
Stevie.
Ed. Danielle's sitting down with Steve in the booth at the diner. And she says that she tells Steve that she's looking for the person to be with for the rest of her life. And she knows that Steve isn't going to be it because he's 20 years younger than her.
Right.
Good growth. And Steve is just like weirdly smiling the whole time. And Danielle's like, he's one of the best. And it's just like also so crazy to say about a 26-year-old in Ed Hardy. Like, that's just, what are you talking about? One of the best. Like,
At what?
he just got off of his parents' health insurance. Yeah, what the fuck is he the best at?
Yeah, he probably has never made a doctor's appointment for himself.
Being the oldest looking 26-year-old on television. That's what he's the best at. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever. I get it. Danielle,
Yeah.
I get it. When you can't let go. I get it. We know I get it. So apparently the part of the reason why Danielle's having a hard time with this is that apparently Steve reached out to her when the book rumors started coming out, and he was very comforting to her. So like, I can get that like ruffles up some feelings. And
That could
stuff.
also be subjective. Like, he was comforting could mean that he was like,
He
I
was
don't know,
like, oh, let
pouring
me.
wax on her tits or something.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like-
so right. Comforting could have meant he was making her go on her knees or something. Like,
Right.
You know, like maybe
Right.
that's what she sees as comfort. I don't know.
Also, not to be insensitive to what's happening in the real world, but we do stand with Cassie and all victims of Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh,
because-
yes, of course.
Okay, yeah, just
That was just like such a jump. I don't
well,
know.
because I was listening to this journalist talk about some of Cassie's testimony the other day, and it was like literally about hot wax being poured on her, and then I just remember that I just said that, so I just don't want people to think that I'm like,
That's
yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
No, I did not know. So yeah, things ended pretty nicely between them. I think that honestly, Steve is just relieved he came out like looking like a good guy somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Danielle like seems very chill and just like happy that it was like on her terms or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that scene's over and we jump to Dina, and here we finally see Lexi is home, and Dina is so
Yay.
happy and it's very cute. And yeah, Lexi makes sure to tell her mom that her dad offered for them to go to a water park and she said no. So no syphilis was
No
protected.
syphilis.
And Dina's like, good girl, good girl.
Yeah.
Lexi bought her mom a t-shirt on vacation and said shoe whore, and that was just so cute and adorable.
That's really cute.
Yeah, I love their relationship. Like Dina's very much just like a really good single mom,
Mhm.
you know, like she
Yeah.
just clearly she has a much healthier relationship with her daughter and being a single mom than Danielle does.
Yeah.
And I think Lexi just like loves being around her mom, and Lexi just seems very happy and confident in a way that like I shouldn't project this, but like Danielle's girls just don't give that. And like you definitely see this in a later scene in this episode.
Yeah.
Like they seem like they're parenting Danielle
Right.
versus Dina is parenting Lexi, but also like letting her be like a
Right.
young a teenager like on her own, which
Yeah.
I think is great. But yeah, maybe that's not a fair judgment, but like I call it how I see it, you know, is what it is. Which also is like you saw that I sent you the TikTok of Lexi's like her company
Yes.
that she curates. She's basically like a consignment store, like
Curator, yeah.
curating vintage clothes, and she posted such a cute little video for Mother's
know.
Day about Dina.
I
And, like
know.
this is how she gets her fashion. This is who I was raised by, and it was so beautiful.
It was really beautiful. Yeah. She's coming
Yeah.
out with shoes that are like leopard and red.
Oh my God, we have to buy it with our
Yeah.
first Real Girls of Gabbing paycheck.
I was gonna say, let's see how much they are first before we
Yeah,
commit to buying it.
yeah. But yeah, it was very cute. Also, Lexi bought Grandma Wrinkles a ladybug sweater, which is like
Oh, that's
so
so
sweet. And then
cute.
also with it like being ladybug, like
Right.
yeah, it was just
Yeah.
all very sweet.
Yeah.
It was a cute scene. Next, we jump to Teresa having Friday night family dinner at a local restaurant. She, Joe, and the three girls go out every Friday night so that Teresa doesn't have to cook. And yeah, they're sitting at their favorite local restaurant, and the kids are freaking out and screaming. And honestly, like Joe is so silly and nice and cute with his girls. I understand why those girls love him so much.
Yeah.
I would have pegged most like very patriarchal Italian fathers with the behavior of these girls to be like, rein your kids in, you know, like
Right,
type
right,
of thing,
right.
like just not being super kind to Teresa or the children. And he just thinks it's funny. Like
Yeah.
he's just like, yeah, that's just which like if I was a diner in this restaurant, I would have been like, these kids are fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm also glad that like Joe was like embracing the fact
Yeah.
that his kids were
He's
having
being
a meltdown.
silly with them.
Also, the meltdown was fully because Gia was not sharing the DS. And I thought
my
that
God.
was just so
So
relatable. Like,
Dude, I had a Nintendo DS that I got for my birthday, and I was so fucking happy.
mhm.
Amina.
Yeah.
Amina dropped it in the toilet.
No.
In the
That's
toilet.
because
That's
you're
what she
gonna
was
play when you're
playing.
on the toilet. Of course.
I had
My
to share
grandfather-
it, and she dropped it in the fucking toilet. And then for Christmas one year, a few years ago, Kevin got me a Switch with the same Mario game that was on my DS.
Aw,
So yeah,
sweet.
now I get to play it
My
again.
grandpa growing up, like he had a Game Boy that was only for his toilet. Like it was like on like the back seat of the toilet. So like, and
Oh my God, that thing is like patient zero.
no, and it was literally like golf and like some other random game. And obviously we all used it. We were
Yeah, of
like, this
course.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I remember we eventually, when he died, we got the Game Boy.
Wow.
So we all had to
An
share the
heirloom.
Game Boy. Yeah. That's the type of heirlooms we get.
Yeah, yeah.
The toilet Game Boy. And eventually my siblings and I think we all shared like one DS
Uh-huh.
and like on a flight, we were like so mad at each other if you
Yeah.
weren't playing Nintendogs the right way.
Oh, yeah. No, the Switch has really revolutionized. Like it has healed children who had DSs.
Yeah, honestly, I should get one. I've heard
No,
just
it's
something-
the best.
Yeah.
The best. The best. I'll bring it when we come to Chicago and we can play in the hotel room.
I was about to say like I think it'll cut down on my screen time. It's its own
No.
screen.
Yeah.
It'll cut down on my phone screen time, like my phone clock or whatever it's
Yeah.
yeah, no, we should definitely play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was just like very funny and like timely.
Yeah.
Teresa wants to have a private conversation at this dinner with Joe, which is just silly. She like tells her girls like plug your ears. And she's just like talking about her bubbies
Mhm.
and how she wants bigger bubbies, and he's like, Tree, I literally don't care. Like, I married you like this. Tree, I don't care. I married you without him. It doesn't matter to me. That doesn't sound like it at all.
Spot on. Spot on, really. Spot on.
And then they ask the waiter if he likes bubbies. And he's like, yeah, I like bubbies. And they're just all talking about bubbies. And Joe, it was actually, again, Joe Giudice.
Surprising.
He's
Yeah.
homophobic one week, and a good father the next. And I guess those aren't mutually exclusive.
He's a dynamic character.
A dynamic man.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm trying to do my I get pissed off about all the money you spent, but then I see how you take care of the three munchkins all day. Happy wife, happy life. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Forget about it.
All in one breath. All in one breath.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
In my notes, I have forget about it
F-A-H.
underlined. Yeah, I have it all as one, like underlined, bolded, italicized.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Forget about
What you got to do, forget about it.
it.
And yeah, overall, I loved this scene, and I like Teresa's family scene. I think they're really all of her family scenes. They're very enduring or endearing.
Enduring.
Enduring. And it's just cute. And I like that Joe, bare
Supportive.
minimum, that he's good with his kids. I like that.
The bar is in hell.
In hell, but hey,
Hey.
I'll give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Next scene is also a Teresa scene, and she is going to a consult with plastic surgeons, with a plastic surgeon, and she brings along Jackie, Caroline, and Dina.
Mhm.
And it's a really crowded room with a lot of opinions.
So crowded.
I think that doctor seemed overwhelmed. Dina's not a huge fan of implants because she has them and she hates having big boobs, because they get in the way. But she also won't take them out because Tommy, her husband, is a bubby guy. Another knock on Tommy.
Boo.
She's talking about her physical discomfort, and she's like, I just couldn't get him out. And then they start playing around with the saline and silicone implants, feeling each other's boobs.
As you do.
Silly.
Yeah.
The doctor's just silent.
Yeah.
Caroline's talking about how her boobs are natural, and then she tells the doctor that Dina's just jealous, because Dina had to pay upwards of $20K on her bubbies, and Caroline got these
Damn.
naturally. I mean, that's probably why Dina's bubbies look good.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm sure.
yeah, she
It's a
went
lot.
she got real ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, Teresa goes in wanting a B, and the doctor tries to push a D, which I hate. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was like, you're just not going to be satisfied. You'll want a D.
Fuck
And of
that.
course, it's a male doctor.
Of course. Oh my God. My worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Literally my worst nightmare.
Literally. Yeah, so awful. But then Caroline's like, "Oh, it's good to have a hot doctor. You should feel comforted by this." And Teresa's like, "Yeah, I do."
There
This
could
guy
be
just
a
tried to-
female doctor that also compliments you that's hot.
And he literally was
and
trying
will
to
care
push,
about your well-being.
he's trying to push the size more than 2 sizes
Double.
bigger
Yeah.
than what you want. What are we talking about? That's not a good thing. But it's all like, okay, well, if you're gonna get a surgery, you may as well get what you'll want later. You'll have to go under the knife
No.
again. And
No.
she's like, I just want to be normal. That's Teresa's whole thing. I just want to feel normal.
Yeah.
So whatever. I hated that. I
Yeah.
hated that doctor. Next scene, we jump to Danielle's house. Dale is sitting down with her daughters.
Daughters.
In, I think, Jillian's bedroom.
Mhm.
And she's telling them that she broke up with Steve. I think she's expecting for them to feel very sad about
Mhm.
this. She says in an interview that her kids are really involved in her life because you need to be honest with your kids and they can't be raised in a bubble. And I just think she really pushes the limit of what they should be included in and what gets way too inappropriate too
Yeah.
quickly. And I think that's very much exactly what she's doing with their kids. It's not a bubble to promise your daughter a new father figure every 5 minutes. That is not keeping your child in a bubble. That's protecting your child as you should.
Right.
Yeah. So Danielle's all warped and not great with her messaging to her kids. Danielle says that Steve wanted to make sure her daughters know that he wasn't going to disappear from the girls' lives, which he definitely didn't say. Or maybe he didn't even say it on camera. So I don't think this happened. I think she's just telling her girls he's not gonna. They've been dating for 5 minutes. He's not gonna leave
He's
you.
closer to Jillian's age than he is Danielle's. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
He's not. He doesn't have the money to be your partner. He's gonna be
Right.
a father figure to them. What are you
Right.
talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, she tells the girls that, and Danielle brings up a past boyfriend who had promised to always be around the kids,
Mhm.
and her 10-year-old Jillian basically asks which one was that.
Shade.
And then like says, actually, no, they both said they would be around. So like she says which one. She's like, oh no, that was a promise they both made. Christine seems upset, pretty upset in this moment. Like she's like she's had it with her mom and her mom's dating life. And like that just makes me sad too, because these girls should not know all the shit that's like going, should not have to know all of this. Like it's not their business. Danielle responds to Christine with, why do you think that is? Like, why do you think that is? Why do men bullshit me? And Christine says, because they want your goodies.
Oh my God.
In an interview, Christine says that every guy, including her classmates, starting in 5th grade, would hit on her mom, and it's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danielle says, it's not easy, and don't judge me. And Christine says, I don't want to fight with you. And in that moment, you can just see how much the parental roles are flipped.
Yeah.
Danielle is literally getting her advice from a, like, what, 15-year-old?
A child.
And yeah, it like trying to stop the conversation because she's like, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
To end the scene, Danielle, in a breakout interview, says that she feels very alone and it feels like everything has shifted since the book came out, but she's excited that she's going out for her birthday with Jacqueline, which it's just a lunch, but she's excited for it. So our second to last scene, it is Teresa's surgery day, and they're driving in. Her and Joe.
This was a quick
it felt so quick. She like had just floated. She wanted bubbies a couple days
Well, that was
before.
probably the first time she said it out loud. I'm sure she was thinking it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's talking in the car with Joe about how she's nervous. And Joe's just like the least comforting person in the world. He's literally like, well, you wanted it. Like, well, you wanted this. And now you'll have boobs and not just nipples. It's just like, Joe, she's just saying she's nervous. She's going under the knife. Literally relax her.
Yeah.
Teresa says she wants to put on lingerie for him for pre-play. And Joe says, don't know, never heard of pre-play. And then they're laughing and Teresa realizes it's called foreplay.
Yeah. Pre-play.
So once again, we're at the doctor's office and Teresa's talking to the doctor saying that she wants a B, not a C, to the surgeon. And now then Joe saying, like, no, get a full C.
That's like giving me like the husband stitch after when people
he's like, why'd you go into the knife? Like, just get a full C. Get a full C.
No,
like, I want to be like, I don't want that.
Men, advocate for the women in your life, please, for the love of God.
So I really don't like. I liked him earlier, and then now I'm like, I guess maybe
you remember that
he's just a good dad. Maybe that's all he's good at.
Yeah, maybe that takes up all his energy.
Yeah. And like the doctor says, we'll do a full C, and we'll adjust in the operating room if it doesn't look natural. So, like, again, like Teresa wants a B. She doesn't want a full fucking C.
Nobody's listening to her.
Yeah, and the doctor's just listening to Joe, just talking to Joe. Like, okay, yeah, we'll just give her a full C, and if it looks like too much, then we'll parse it back to a B.
Like, I know my views on male doctors are controversial and they're probably mean, but again, I'm proven right time and time again.
Yeah.
Time and time again, I'm proven right.
Yeah. And so Teresa wakes up in recovery 2 hours later and she's immediately asked, how big am I? And they say she's a C cup.
Oh my
God. That she looks beautiful. And she's like, okay, my husband will be happy. She's literally delirious.
That's so sad.
Teresa claims she's happy because her husband's happy. And I'm just like I just like I hated it so much.
Yeah, I hate that.
She's like, what? I'm gonna go through all that and just be a B? And it's like,
yes, you wanted that.
Yeah. Now she's like gaslighting herself into whatever Joe wanted.
Right.
But whatever. Like she says she's happy, I'm happy, I'll drop it. But I just like hated that. Teresa's delirious coming out of surgery, and she's saying that she wants Joe to dress up as a nurse for her and wear a thong. So I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
And now I'm okay with them again. It was a quick turnaround. They really have me like, I'm always flipping.
Yeah.
So this is the final scene of this episode. And we finally get Jacqueline and Danielle's birthday lunch, that they had alluded to earlier. So this is the first time that they've been together since the book came out. And just immediately when they sit down, Danielle starts jumping to the book and how much that all hurt her and how much she hates Dina. And she knows that Dina brought it up and she knows that Dina was like spreading these rumors and she hates her for it. And Jacqueline jumps in and she's like, okay, I like really can't be in this situation and hear you shit talk my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
It's not going to play well with my family. I understand you're upset, but like I can't be a part of this conversation whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And Danielle like won't stop talking. She like won't let it go. And it's almost as if she wants to make Jacqueline look bad to her family on TV.
Yeah.
Like, because she won't respect the boundary that Jacqueline's trying to set.
Well, yeah, because if she implicates Jackie, then Jackie will have no one to go to but
Right.
Danielle, and then Danielle
Yeah.
won't be lonely anymore. It's fucked
Right.
up.
No, it's like codependent. Like it's
Which she has a
she's like,
history of being.
yeah, she's trying to drag Jacqueline into her chaos, and
Well, it's just the
not.
misery loves company.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a very awkward lunch because Danielle keeps trying to talk about it and Jacqueline doesn't want to. Eventually they're like, okay, we'll move on. Have a drink, and Danielle says that they have a sisterhood that can't be broken, and she hopes that Jacqueline proves her right. And that's how the episode ends.
Ooh,
Season 1,
ominous.
episode 5, Casinos and Sea Cups. Yes.
God,
And
I
then
forgot that it was called Casinos and Sea Cups. I was
Yep. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that too.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
They really on the nose there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then we get the preview for the dinner from hell and the table flipping and all of that, baby. So I'm so excited and I'm jealous of you getting to recap that.
You know,
I
it's so
think-
funny when we made the schedule on who does what episode, we didn't really think about like what the episodes were. We literally were just like episode 1, boom, episode
Yeah.
2, like so
Yeah.
it's funny that I'm so thankful that I get to do
Yeah,
that
no,
episode.
this is like the documentary talks about how like this is kind of the episode that like put Bravo on the map.
Wow, no pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're putting us on the map, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is such a fantastic episode. And I think that this next episode and the episode after it might be like the exact same things. We need to double check that. I think it's like
Okay.
a secrets reveal, like it's a more
So
longer
next episode
version
might
of
be
it.
the last one.
I think next episode's like the finale. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and
You
then I'll
did-
cover the reunion. That's
Yeah.
how yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's really exciting. Well, you did
No.
such a good job covering this episode. It was more of a mundane episode, but I mean, every season has one of these where you have to do like a filler. You just have
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally only like the 5th episode. Like they needed
Right.
to get something more out of this season. So
Yeah.
I get
for
it.
sure.
I'm
No,
glad
but you
they
did a
went on
great
a little
job.
trip. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode with me. Selma, I have a question for you.
Tell me.
What's in the garbage?
Let's dumpster dive.
Let's dumpster dive, baby. What's in the
garbage.
So we are going to go dumpster diving. Drum roll, please. In Teresa Giudice's dumpster.
Yay. We
It's
haven't
her-
been there yet.
We haven't. This is her
Yeah.
first dumpster dive. I'm so excited to figure out what's in her garbage.
Yay.
Garbage.
Okay. For garbage.
Yeah. So my selections for what we'll find in Teresa Giudice's garbage. So we're going to find some Nintendo DS packaging
Okay.
because she got all the girls their own DSs so that they
Mm-hmm.
won't have to share them at dinner anymore. And that Joe and Teresa can talk about her bubbies in peace.
Love.
We also found all of her old bras, her A-cup training bras that she was
Mhm.
wearing before. She just pitched them. However, she did not throw away her like dozens of bathing suits that she brought to Atlantic City because she was keeping them for her daughters to inherit, of
Right.
course.
Naturally.
And I think the third thing that we're going to find in the garbage is a broken stripper pole that Teresa bought to play with Joe in their
pre-play.
bedroom for some pre-play. And I unfortunately think that Joe may have taken it too far and it went crumbling down. So
Yeah.
that's the third thing that we find in the garbage.
Very good garbage. Very good garbage.
What do you think is going to be in Teresa Giudice's dumpster?
Number one in Teresa's garbage is the discharge instructions for her surgery.
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
probably looked at those and fucking threw them away.
Yeah.
Probably like, we don't need
exactly.
these fucking instructions.
Yeah.
I know how to fucking take care of you. I've been doing my whole life.
Exactly. What do you need? Some sauce?
Take an ibuprofen. So I think that's in her garbage. I also think that she threw away a bunch of receipts from her trip to Atlantic City that she doesn't want Joe to see because she doesn't want him
yeah.
to see how much money she spent. Obviously, we know she didn't buy the necklace, but she probably spent a good amount of money on other stuff. So
yeah.
that's in the garbage. And third and final item in her garbage has to be the clothes that she was wearing when she met the hairless cat because she was so disgusted
Yeah,
by
she
being in
really
the cat's
was.
presence that she probably, if they're not in just in the garbage by themselves, they're incinerated somewhere. So
Yeah.
that's what's in
The
Teresa's garbage.
ashes. Yeah.
Yeah, the ashes.
That's
of the
what's
clothes.
in Miss Judice, Mrs. I'm so
Mrs.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Mrs. Judice's garbage.
Yay!
Thank you
What
so much
What a fruitful
for-
garbage.
Yeah, thank you so much for going dumpster diving.
Anytime, babe. Anytime. Thank you everybody for listening to this episode. We have an exciting next couple episodes for you, and I just think it's great that this podcast has triggered some of our friends into starting the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I know.
Like Brenda's probably will be on season 3 by the time this episode comes out. Like she
Yeah.
is breezing
My
through.
cousin Tess, she was almost done with season 3 last time I checked in.
Yeah. She's
And she
probably on the
started
finale
watching.
of 17 now.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's like a dog watcher and dog walker. Like
she has
she's
time.
cranking through them.
Yeah.
No, so I think that we're really starting a movement.
I know. Yeah, you're welcome, Bravo, for the views, and you're welcome, Housewives, for the residual checks. So
Exactly.
You'd be nowhere without us.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you so much. We are so lucky that we get to do this every week. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode where we will, guess what, be gabbing.
We will, in fact. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
We post a full video podcast on our YouTube channel at Real Girls of Gabbing. Stay in touch with us on Instagram and TikTok at Real Girls of Gabbing. For media and partnership inquiries, reach out to us at realgirlsofgabbing@gmail.com. We can't wait to gab with you.